This is Binu Peniel. Welcome to my weblog. Recently, I attended a conference based on the theme Racial Justice and Reconciliation. Even today, the racial tension between the blacks and the whites in the United States is very, very obvious. It is in this context this particular idea came to my mind as I am talking to you about the concept of Dalit lives matter. This idea came to me, and I take the ownership and I took the copyright of this term, Dalit lives matter. I also went ahead and registered a domain name called Dalits, www.dalitlivesmatter.com. The word Dalit in Sanskrit root means Dal, D-A-L, which means broken, ground down, downtrodden, oppressed, marginalized, segregated. They are also called in the Indian system as untouchables, outcast, Harijan, depressed. Mahatma Gandhi called Dalits Harijan, which means children of God. But remember this, or understand this. They are not the same children of God in the understanding or in the same sense that they call Brahmins. Brahmins are the children of God. But the Dalits are called children of God, but not in the same sense. The Brahmanical privilege is still in progress in the Indian society, just like how in the American society the white privilege that we talk about. This is also need to be understood from the differentiating framework between the caste and the class system. In the American society, we have something called a class system. The class system will change. It is depending on your economic status in the society. It can change, but never your caste system or never your caste. Dalit also refers to 260 million people in the world today who are suffering from the hidden apartheid of exclusion, discrimination, marginalization, and segregation. In India, this community represents over 200 million people. If I say the accurate number, they are 201 million people. Dalits have been oppressed, culturally segregated, and politically marginalized through every way possible. The principles of untouchability and the purity and pollution dictate what Dalits are and what Dalits are allowed to do, where they are allowed to sit, what they are allowed to touch, where they are allowed to go. They are not allowed to touch or fetch water from the same well, eat in the same table, never allowed to marry outside of their caste, never allowed to enter into some of the Hindu temples. Just we know how in the Palestinian context at the time of Jesus or in the Jerusalem temple, the outcasts were not allowed to come into the Holy of Holies. The discrimination against them exists even today. Just over 200 million people in India alone suffer based on their caste. Dalits and the untouchables are the majority of the Christian community in India. And numerically speaking, out of 25 million Christians in India, around 20 million of them are from Dalit background. Indian Christianity primarily is the Christianity of Dalit community. Discrimination is not a national phenomenon, but it is a global phenomenon. It is a church phenomenon. We don't have so many Dalit leaders coming up or being part of the Indian Christian community. We have mastered in discrimination, unreconciliation, injustice, marginalization, and excommunication. The existence or the real question at this moment is, how will you reconcile with the world? How will we reconcile with the other human beings? Ultimately with God. Christ was molded on his hand, on his feet. It is a perfect example of identifying with the victims and the suffering of this beloved community or the beloved people group. Just like how the black people suffer in the United States just because of their color. The God of the mission is in the reconciliation business. Can the church also take over and continue God's mission that Jesus Christ inaugurated 2,000 years back? Even though the Dalit women are brutally exploited, sexually harassed, raped and discriminated, no one raises their voice. And they are the silent victims in our society, among the Indian church community. This was the blind spot of the Indian culture and the social strata of our society. It existed for thousands of years. The mission of Dalits Life Matter is to bring light, bring liberation possible for these people, to address this issue prophetically, priestly and pastorally, and most important issue of the 21st century is connected with a color line, and particularly in the Indian context is more connected with the caste system. Let me ask you, my friends, what does the Bible talk about this? In the book of Micah, chapter 6, verse 8, the prophet asks the people, or asks the question, what does the Lord require of you? What does the Lord demand from you? The answer is, act justly and love mercy and to walk humbly with your God. This is a community in the world even today. It requires each one of us to act justly and love mercy. Even the black community in the United States, God is standing with them and asking each one of us, will you please act justly and love mercy? May God help us in the lives of the alarming issue in our society, the Black life matters. Yes, the Black life matters. Every life matters, of course, but the blacks or the Dalit life matters because they are being discriminated, excommunicated, they are being marginalized, they are being exploited, they are being treated as slaves for thousands and thousands of years. Let's give them a chance. Let's give them. Let's fight for them. Let's treat them equally. May God bless you. If you like to hear more from me, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and please share this message on your Facebook and your social networks. May God bless you. This is Binu Peniel, www.binupeniel.com. Thank you for visiting my weblog. May God bless you. Amen. www.binupeniel.com. Welcome to my weblog, Journey into Light. Thank you for